What up, everybody? So, One Piece chapter 805. Man, 805 chapters, man. Damn, I never thought I'd get this far into One Piece. I'm gonna keep it real with you. You know, when I first started doing reviews from chapter 1 back in 2015, I always said I was gonna catch up on One Piece, but I wasn't sure I was gonna like it. And I honestly thought I was gonna drop the series before chapter 50. You know, I tend to give series a 50 chapter rule, and I thought I was gonna drop it before 50 chapters, and it's just been a really pleasant surprise that I've stayed with it this long. And so I say that to say that this chapter, it feels like it's another setup chapter, and yet at the same time, one of the things I just love about One Piece is that when we get to a new island, we get to experience it through the eyes of the Straw Hats. They have no ties to the island, and so Oda uses that as an opportunity to have the different Straw Hats basically start learning the lore of each island. And it's impressive as hell. I mean, like when you look at what's required to do world building properly, Oda does a really, really good job. I think that's probably the strongest aspect of his writing. So with that being said, I mean, let's just kind of go all the way back from the beginning. So, when Carrot is attacking Zoro, now we find out why it looked like Zoro was struggling for a little bit. Because when she attacks, she uses some type of attack that runs electricity through her claws. And so when Zoro's getting hit, and he's got that sword, he's being electrocuted basically. And given how big of a freak Zoro is, it makes total sense that Zoro's able to kind of shrug it off. And when Usopp just starts asking like, well, where'd you get those clothes? What'd you do to Nami? Nico Robin, provides the comedic relief. And I love how Oda is starting to have Usopp and Robin just become this comedic pair. And what you start seeing is like, Nico Robin's like, well, what if they got eaten? And Usopp says exactly what I was thinking at the time. Usopp's like, why are you always so morbid? God damn, bitch. And what I love about that is how Nico Robin just brushes all this shit off. She brushes all this shit off, and as soon as Carrot just flies up into the air, right? And Frank is like, damn, what kind of jump was that? And I'm thinking like, damn. Like, I remember being in high school wearing ankle weights and doing squats because I was trying to get some ups so I could dunk the fucking basketball. It took me a long ass time to be able to dunk. So I'm like, woo, that girl got some ups right there. And Usopp's like, please don't eat me. And I'm like, oh shit. He went from getting on Nico Robin to all of a sudden turning back into coward Usopp. Like that's what I mean. Like the humor between these two is just so fucking classic. It's so classic. Like, I love it. I think they're probably my favorite Straw Hat pairing at this point. Like, I love what you see. And you get it later on in this chapter where all of a sudden Nico Robin's like, well, I guess they weren't eating. We can rule that out. And Usopp's like, no, why the fuck would you jump to that conclusion? Like, them being eaten was never an option to begin with. Like, it's just so hilarious how they kind of interact. But what I also like is that, Carrot, as she's hovering in the air, right? And she jumps high into the fucking sky. Like, high into the sky. She can see several kilometers away from her. Like, she can see miles away. And she says there's a disturbance in the Whale Force. And right when that happens, Wanda, the one wearing Nami's clothes, she gets revealed to be Wanda. She says, like, hey, the corpses of your crew are ahead. And the rest of Straw Hat's like, well, damn, did they really get killed? And Zoro makes the first connection. That's me. Zoro's acting like a captain at this point. Zoro, he looks at everything, and his immediate instinct is like, nah, we ain't got to worry about them getting killed. Because, I mean, that fucking idiot Sanji, twirly brows, he's there. He's not going to let anything happen to Nami. You ain't got to worry about that. Like, we just need to find their ass. And so, I mean, that kind of shows you, like, Zoro, in his own way. I feel like Zoro, in his own way, is a little worried about Sanji, but at the same time, he knows that Sanji is a very competent fighter. So, I mean, I like what you get there. And Nico Robin even says, like, it might be a trap, but we got no choice but to move forward. And then that's when all of a sudden Law gets asked. They ask Law, like, hey, have you heard back from your crew? And I'm like, oh shit. Those corpses might actually be Law's pirates. You know, the Heart Pirates. And what I like about it is how after all this happens, right? We get this revelation that what's the boy's name? The Beepo, the guy, the talking panda, the one that's part of his crew. You know, his navigator. He says like, "Nah, I got a Vivre card that's gonna lead me to him." You know, he's from this place, but you know he doesn't remember too much about it. And I thought that was pretty cool. Again, it's more world building. So I thought that was pretty cool that you know Oda decided to give us more of that information too. And then all of a sudden, Luffy is fighting with the Heart Pirates. And he's fighting with the Guardians. And when the Guardians trying to use electricity to electrocute Luffy, they run into the same problem that Enel ran into, or Enryu, which is all the way back in Skypiea. And I think Skypiea was like around volume 25, and I think Luffy fought against Enryu around volume 20, 29, volume 30, somewhere around there. It's been a while since I've done Skypiea, but you know, what I found interesting about that is like Luffy brushes it off and he continues with the headbutt, and that's when Wanda and Carrot show up and they throw the bananas at the Guardians, tell them to back off. And when Luffy's speaking to the members of the Heart Pirates, they're like, "Where's Traffico Law?" And Luffy's like, "Oh, you mean Traffy? He's here too." They're like, "Who the fuck is Traffy?" And it was like, Traffy is Law. And it's just like Luffy has that fucking nonsense going on, and it's just like I call it Luffy logic, because if you try and think too hard to understand the inner workings of Luffy's brain, you're gonna lose fucking brain cells. So I mean, I thought that was pretty cool that you know you got to see again more humor, but it's more of a setup because now it's like okay, they're going further in the forest and they're going towards a disturbance, and as the Straw Hats are following the Vivre car and they're walking through the town, one of the things that you find out is that they come through this town and there's nobody there. And Nico Robin does the smart thing. Nico Robin goes to check the houses. And she doesn't go just anywhere. She goes towards the kitchen. Because the kitchen tells you everything you need to know. You know, where people spend most of their time, or a lot of their time, they spend a lot of time in their bedroom. So if the bed is still warm, then you know that somebody was sleeping in there. If you go to the kitchen and there's food and everything stocked in there and the food hasn't rotted away, that means somebody was there recently. Nico Robin goes straight for the stove. So that's what I mean. That's why I fuck with Nico Robin, man. Like, real talk, I throw a lot of shade. I talk a lot of shit about Nico Robin. Like, I already have a poster of, and I showed you guys this a couple years ago when I went to the Comic-Con. You know, I already have a poster of Luffy and Sanji and Zoro, and they're on the ship. Like I'm legit thinking about getting one of Nico Robin, and like when I finally get around to setting up an office and everything, like I'm legit thinking about like kind of putting that up, man, because I like Nico Robin. I love Nami. Don't be wrong, I love Nami, but you know Nico Robin. I mean I can fucking relate to Nico Robin, man, because you know I've been through some fucked up shit myself, and a lot of her story I can fucking relate to it. So I mean, I love me some Nico Robin because when she does shit like this, if I take the bias out, that's what makes her best girl in One Piece. If I take bias out, you know, Konami again, like Nami could take all the fucking money. I'll sell my liver for Nami. Like I'll sell whatever testicle you don't need to produce children for Nami. Like it just is what it is. Like god damn, man. But Nico Robin immediately goes towards that, and then the next person, Zoro, looks at one of the devices and says, "What the fuck is this? This looks like it was used to torture people." And then Frankie's looking like, "We can't even be sure this enemy's human. Look at these claw marks. Look at these claw marks. This is some extra shit. We need to be on guard, right?" And what's crazy is that when you jump to where Luffy is, and Luffy is with Wanda, and he's with Carrot and the Guardians and the Heart Pirates. You know, you start finding out what actually happened, okay? You start finding out what happened. And basically, the island fell into demise a week or so ago. And what we find out is that this island had been around for centuries. And almost a month ago, so 2 weeks ago, people were smiling, and then this guy Jack shows up, and Jack just fucks everything up. He fucks everything up. I don't know if this is like Oda, and I think Oda might be going here because you got like the Jack and the Beanstalk type shit. You know, I guess this is gonna be like a giant or a giant animal or some shit like that. You know, the Beanstalk would be climbing up this huge ass elephant. So I mean, and if Nami's there, you know, you got the golden, all that other stuff. So I mean, this could be a fun arc. But here's the thing: like when Wanda tells Luffy, like, hey, you know, we need to get going. And when she asks, like, oh, when Luffy asks, like, hey, where's Nami at? Is that where Nami is? Is that where Sanji is? She just hesitates. So, I mean, Oda's definitely building up the fact that something's going on with the Straw Hats. Something's going on with the crew. So I can't wait to see where this is going. But, you know, what I want to know from you guys, and this is my chapter question, what I want to know from you guys is, out of all the Straw Hat members, which one was your favorite member at this point? And again, if I'm being unbiased, I say Nico Robin is my favorite Straw Hat. But, as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.